In the wild expanse of the Indian Ocean, floating untouched from the world, lies an island that has long kept the world in wonder. To the common eye, it may only resemble one of the many islands of the Andaman Islands located in the Bay of Bengal, but for what reason is it called the most dangerous island in the world? What mysteries lie beyond its green forests and what dangers lurk on its shores? Prepare to be amazed by the story of an island that hosts what is to be considered the last pre-Neolithic people on Earth, and a civilization that doesn't like guests. Little is known about the history of the people who live on the North Sentinel Island. These Sentinelese, who number only 50 to 150 people according to an estimate by the 2016 Anthropological Survey of India, have existed for the past 60,000 years. Surviving mostly on mud crabs and molluscan shells, they are believed to be descendants of the first group of humans who left Africa. Sentinelese are primarily hunter-gatherers and have been seen using iron-headed arrows and spears as weapons, which they most commonly use to fight off uninvited guests. In 1771, British surveyor John Retiche noticed lights on the island while doing some work for the East India Company. The crew didn't investigate the island, though this became the island's first recorded mention. The island then disappears from recorded history for a near century. In 1867, an Indian merchant ship, Nineveh, crashed on the island's shore. The 106 people who survived were attacked by the Sentinelese warriors after a few days on the island. Seems like they didn't want company. The captain of the ship escaped on a boat and was picked up by a Royal Navy rescue party. On the island, the survivors managed to fend off for a week by throwing sticks and stones at the attackers until the rescue party eventually picked them up. After this episode, the British best thought to keep away from the island. Fast forward 13 years to January 1880 though, the officer in charge of the Andaman Islands, Maurice Van Del Portman, led an expedition to the island in hopes of making contact with the Sentinelese. Seeing his arrival, the islanders retreated deep inside the forest. Maurice's group managed to locate the Sentinelese settlements, but found them recently abandoned. One can assume Maurice was relieved he wasn't welcomed by iron-tipped arrows and spears. Maurice trekked deep into the forest for several days, and managed to find 6 Sentinelese, 4 children and 2 elderly folks. In spirits of establishing contact, these Sentinelese were immediately kidnapped and shipped to Port Blair, where they fell sick and those 2 elders eventually died. The children were sent back with presents, but Maurice showed no remorse for his actions. The island was then mostly left alone. However, an escaped convict from Port Blair landed there in 1896 and was immediately killed by the islanders. They weren't taking chances this time around. After India's independence, the island fell under Indian authority. Under the Indian administration, the island was declared a tribal reserve, and it was made illegal to travel within 3 nautical miles of it. However, a licensed series of visits under anthropologist T.N. Pandit was made, in which the first peaceful encounter occurred in 1991. Pandit offered the Sentinelese coconuts, which became an instant hit among them. These visits to the island ceased in 1997. In the 21st century, the island made a few noticeable news here and there. For instance, after the 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake, an Indian chopper was sent to confirm whether Sentinelese survived. Their survival was confirmed to be true as the metallic bird was met with arrows as soon as it flew over the island. In 2006, 2 drunk fishermen crashed onto the island's shore. As expected, they were immediately killed by the Sentinelese warriors. Their bodies were not recovered. Recently, in November of 2018, the island made headlines as a 26-year-old American missionary, John Allen Cho, was found dead on its shores. John had bribed 2 fishermen to get him to the island, where he preached Christianity to the tribesmen. These fishermen were later arrested. The case is being treated as a murder, but there has been no indication that the tribesmen would be charged. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a thumbs up and subscribe to Wonder Facts channel.